Open Access 2016. That time he was really filled for that, and after his joining OpenCon Washington DC, me, Konuk, and some of our friends came to decision that it's the time to start Open Access movement in Bangladesh. So finally we launched Open Access Bangladesh in February this year. Now we have our own website, Facebook page, and WhatsApp ID, and we are trying to gradually exciting the movement activities and trying to inspire people to join this spirit. Now I'd like to come to the main objectives of this workshop. Today's workshop will provide the attendees with the information and knowledge about open access and to motivate them to practice open access, and it is an effort to consolidate all our efforts to build an open science society. Besides, our co-organizers or some tailors and passes will give their presentation on the writing style of research papers and the whole steps that you need to publish your articles in a very good quality journal. And we have some problem that we face with respect to research information is that we cannot afford to subscribe all the journals, and also that our research outputs are not much visible. The open access will take care of it. Though through open access, our research gets wider readership and everyone gets the access to read it and improve upon it. During this process, the researchers of the authors gets collaborators and visibility. Newcomers can virtually get soft skills. Some of you may be aware of Bangladesh. This is a database of journals published in Bangladesh, supported by INSFB and now managed by Bangladesh Academy of Sciences. This initiative is giving greater visibility to the participating journals and the research produced by the researchers. Similar reports can be also be made by other publishers too. Later today, you will listen to a speaker from Taylor and Francis Group about their open access initiatives and how the authors should benefit from their initiatives. With this, I end here, and I once again welcome you all for this very first open access workshop of the Open Access Bangladesh, and I hope this workshop will see its success. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Dr. Sushmita Das for her very rich welcoming speech. Now I would like to request Mr. Konuk Monirul Islam, the convener of Open Access Bangladesh. Okay, before Konuk Monirul Islam's presentation, we would like to watch a video message from one of our foreigner friends who is an Assistant Director of Access to Research Coalition and Open Access UK's convener, Mr. Joe MacArthur. He has sent us his video message regarding this workshop. So let's see what he has said about Open Access and Open Access Bangladesh.
Joe MacArthur, Assistant Director of Bangladesh. The people that you might be able to see around you can really help power a revolution. We've seen time and again from Nigeria, Open Access Canada, Open Access Nepal, Open Sudan, that when people to make these ideas relevant to them locally, to act on a national level, on a local level, to really bring these ideas into people's lives. I've been asked to say a few words about open access and the ideas behind it. MacArthur, Assistant Director. Hi, I'm Joe MacArthur, Assistant Director of the Writing Research Coalition. I'm one of the organisers of Open. I've been asked to say a few words about open access and the ideas behind it, progress towards that idea from around the world, and also to say a few words about Open Access Bangladesh and the power it can have to bring ideas into action. My work is really students learning Korean, researchers around the world build powerful coalitions that really help advocate for change, and also powerful communities like those at OpenCom, which together can also really be a force to advance open access, open data, and open education. Open access is the idea that scholarly work, papers, information about our history, about important diseases, about the society that we live in, should be available to everyone. All of that work is publicly funded, but the public doesn't have the right to read it or to use it and to make it relevant to their lives. Open access sprung up as an idea 15 or 20 years ago, really at the advent of the internet, when we realized we didn't have to do things the way that we used to. We don't have to print journals and charge people to send them around the world. We can use the power of the internet to spread information freely to all. Open access is defined as publishing work that is both free to read, but also reusable. And that reusable part is really, really important. It's the part that enables computers to read the work and analyze things that humans would never be able to. It's the part that allows you to reuse figures in teaching and translate the paper for audiences who can't understand it in its native language. It's a powerful idea, and one that is taking root. There's been progress around the world towards open access and really open education, open data in general. With initiatives like OpenCom, we've seen thousands and thousands of people come together to get educated and take action around these ideas. The interest in openness is growing exponentially as time goes on. And we're really seeing it as an idea which is becoming mainstream. It's no longer this fringe idea in a lot of the world, although progress is different in different places. We've seen governments from Nepal to the US to the European Union adopt really strong policies to promote open access and again, open ideas in general. We've seen tools like the Open Access button and repository technology spring up really to serve open content, to make it easy to find, to make it easy to use. Researchers are starting to notice that the percentage of people publishing openly is increasing all the time. And I think that's a really, really important thing to be aware of. Now, that progress still for advocates like us isn't fast enough. We're working every single day to make sure that progress is accelerated. And that is one reason why groups like Open Access Bangladesh are so important. Despite what might not be kind of really clear right now is that as the group is so young and the work is so early, is that groups like Open Access Bangladesh, the people that you might be able to see around you, can really help power a revolution. We've seen time and again with groups like Open Access Nigeria, Open Access Canada, Open Access Nepal, Open Sudan, that when people come together to make these ideas relevant to them locally, to act on a national level, on a local level, to really bring these ideas into people's lives, that huge things can happen. We've seen these groups go from one person with an idea to 30 chapters in a country in a matter of months and years, and then go on to a
We Open Access Bangladesh express our gratitude to Joe MacArthur for his nice video speech. Now, I would like to request Mr. Kanak Monurul Islam, the convener of Open Access Bangladesh, to give an overview on Open Access and Open Access Bangladesh.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my presentation. This is Islam, convener Open Access Bangladesh, and presentation. Open access, what is open access means online access without charge to readers or language. Actually, we are thinking, we believe open access means. The next. And actually, the Open Access Bangladesh works on the policies of Budapest Open Access initiatives. Actually, we follow the constitution, follow the declarations of Budapest Open Access initiatives. I think everybody knows about it, the Budapest Convention, and our organizations follow and try to align the Budapest Open Access initiatives and Budapest Open Access Declaration. And why open access? Why we are thinking? Actually, we are now at present in the age of information explosion. The number of publications are published in a day, so it is very difficult for anyone to gather every kind of information from the realm of knowledge. So actually, the information centers, they are facing the challenge how they can collect all kinds of books which are being published in the realm of knowledge. Actually, I think the solution is open access. That's why Open Access Bangladesh is working in here. Actually, Open Access Bangladesh is working on open data, open education, and open research. We believe, and if any researcher can do their research, first they need the open data. If you get the open data, then he can make research. So we are also emphasis on the open data. We are working on open data, and I'm working on open government data. And Open Access Bangladesh is working on three: open data, open education, and open research. And open education actually is a philosophy is about why people should produce, share, and build on knowledge. The proponents of open education believe everyone in the world and should have access to high quality educational experience and resources, and they work elimination barriers to the goal. Actually, we also believe the Open Access Bangladesh believes on this concept. And open research, the next. And we're also working open research. Actually, the Open Access Bangladesh is working on also the research. That's why in our workshop, and we have also a presentation, one research, how you can write a research, how you can publish a research paper. We are also on research, and of course, we are working on open research. Why Open Access Bangladesh? And Open Access Bangladesh is a non-profit organization, and in seeking to promote open access principle in Bangladesh, we also encourage the research activity, especially amongst the student and researcher. It is our main goal, and we are working on it. And aims and objective. Our aims and objective is that we advocate and facilitate internet access in public and university libraries, and further works of open access, open education, open data. It is our main aims and object, and we are also in free online availability of research, and we are emphasis on that. And the role of open access, and for my next presentation, Dr. Mustafa is that he will say about it and why open access is very essential and what's the role of open access, and he will explain later, and I will not take more time because we have also three researchers, and they will deliver their speech later, and they will explain. And next, and our initiatives we have already introduced. We have a Facebook page, we have Twitter, website, WhatsApp, and YouTube channel. And very soon we will try to publish a newsletter about open access. And I hope from the next month we will try to publish it. And in this newsletter, you will get the information about the World Open Access scenario, the scenario open access of Bangladesh, and obviously, and we are trying main emphasis one open in Bangladesh, and Bangladesh will Bangladesh chapter, and then next. And what's our future plan? Actually, in every year, the UNESCO, they published a global open access portal. It's very unfortunate. Bangladesh, now at the moment, we have the knowing position, and we are not counted one global open access portal. Actually, we are trying to set and try to involve ourselves in this open access, the global open access portal, and it is our future plan, and we are working on it. And some open access initiatives all over the world, open access Bangladesh, open access Africa, open access Europe, open access Nigeria, open access Nepal, India, Pakistan, open access Asia, and every country, and they are working on it, particularly the three things, not only the research, they are working on open data, open education, and open research. And they are the world leader, and they are working on the open access Wikipedia, they are working on open data. Wikimedia also open data, the fixture open data, impact story, laws, spark, the Max Planck Society. Actually they are one of the main contributor of OpenCon, and everywhere, every year, and it's held on University of Washington, and they are one of the main partner, the Max Planck Society. And Internet Archives, they also give us some facilities about the open access. The next, and we have also eLive, Creative Commons, DAW, DAWs, Flow 1000 Research, and Open Textbook Network. They are the all leader, and we are also the global partner of Open Access Bangladesh. So thank you, and thank you very much.
Thanks to Mr. Munirul Islam. Now we are going to see another video speech. Okay, so now there will be another overview on open access for the participants who are new to the idea of open access in Bangladesh. So there will be a presentation on open access given by Dr. Mohammad Mustafizur Rahman. He is the head and associate professor of Department of Library Management and Information Science, Royal University of Bangladesh. I'd like to request Dr. Mustafizur Rahman to please give his presentation on open access.
Good afternoon. Before going to my presentation, I want to recognize these two persons who helped me to prepare these presentations. One is Mr. Rajesh Kumar Dash. Mr. Rajesh Kumar Dash, please rise. He is lecturer of Department of Library Management and Information Science, Royal University of Dhaka. And another dynamic person, Konok Manurul Haq. What is Konok Manurul Haq? He is a convener of Open Access Bangladesh. He also helped me a lot to prepare this presentation. So, my presentation name is Open Access, What and Why. Please, what is open access? Open means open, but this open access means not open. Something is restricted behind it, but it is called open access. We are telling open access is free from all restrictions on access. After that, including certain copyright and license restrictions. Why it is? Why copyright and why license restrictions? So we are afraid about open access. Is there any copyright or license restrictions? If it is, but it is not open access. Definition of open. We know open means বাংলায় যেটাকে বলে খোলা, একেবারেই খোলা, কোনো কিছু বাধা নেই। But this open access is not open. Some restrictions is there. See, open means please go back. Freely access, use, modify, and share any intellectual contents for any purpose of use to meet my requirement, and after that we can preserve convenience and openness. If it is, then we can say it is open. Open and free. Is it same? No. Free is free. It is actual open. But open is not actual open. Open access means anything open with some control by someone. That means there is ownership. Okay? And free means anything open without control of anybody or anything. So free is better than open. So who contribute to published journal or books? That means creator or author. If there is no author, there is no operator, there is no journal, there is no book in the world. Nowadays, author can publish online by himself. But earlier, it was not possible. All creator was dependent on publisher because it was printed. So, what an author can do, first, he can publish his work in his own website, or he can give his work his self-archive of repositories, or he can keep his work in his institutional repository, or he can publish in global open access publisher PubMed Central. This publication is called Green Open Access. Green channel আমরা জানি তিন channel মানে without restrictions we can go through. So this is called open access. Second, yes, creator can publish his work any publishing house. This is second way. So before submitting his paper or after accepting his paper, he can negotiate with the publisher. He can or she can negotiate with the publisher. Am I get access after publishing this paper? If yes, when? Since the day of publishing or after a few months or few years, when I will get access to my articles or my books. If I get permissions from the publisher to get access to my articles or books since the day of publishing, then it is called gold open access. This is the open access publishing model. It is created by publisher. First one, open access journal. Second one, hybrid journal. Third one is embargoed open access. Open access journal means it is really open. That means since the day of publishing it is open, and these articles I can use, reuse, and I can distribute it. This is called open access journal model. Another one is hybrid model. Some are open, some are not open. That is restricted. It is depend on the publisher. This is called hybrid open journal. And another one is embargoed open access. It's also called delayed open access. You will not access current issues of the journal. Only back issues, that means archive, you will get access. It is called embargoed open access model. Types of open access for publishers, not for self-archiving. There is here two types of open access, green and gold. there is a 5 variables, see? 4 variables, see? Timing, funder, licensing, and cost. Timing, that means if a creator get access since the day of publishing of his articles or books, in that case it is called gold. But if he has to wait 12 to 20 months or 6 months for getting access to his own words, in that case it is called green. Another one is funder. That means sometimes a funder imposes some condition before sanctioning the money. Sometimes funder says, yes, I will give money, but you have to publish your words and you have to publish your quality journals. And after publishing the journals, you have to submit to me. This is called gold open access as well as also green open access. Another one is licensing. Licensing options is allowed for author for reuse or distribute among the GI people. And gold open access is also the same. It is reuse and determinations provided authors was created. Open access under license. That means you need a license. You need to get a license from the publisher if you want to use your own articles or books. Another one is cost. Some journals ask for money for publishing any articles in their journal. So the additional cost you have to count before publishing an article. But after publishing the articles, another you have to pay money to get access to that journal. It is peculiar things here. What is the problem there? What is the problem? Problem is, see, fund is provided by the university or funder. And from where actually university getting money? From tuition fee of the student. And where the funder is getting money? From the tax of the people. That money is given to the researcher for doing research and producing articles or reports. That articles, reports, researchers send to the where? Publishers for publishing. But publisher, after publishing without money, never permit to get access, and they are making money. See, Elsevier's revenue is more than Google's earnings per year. How much they are making money? Third thing is, it is favor of open access. Many students, researchers and others still cannot get the articles they need, and libraries cannot afford many journals because of high price of the journals